First of all, I think we'll go through some of the changes on the department. I went on in 1961. At that time, the rigs were small. The water tanks were from 100 to 300 gallons of water. We carried about 1,000 feet of 2.5 hose that we would lay from the hydrant, and we carried about 200 feet of 1.5 inch hose that we would use for firefighting, and then we also had a part line which was 250 feet. We only had 2 masks on each rig with 4 people, and if you put a mask on, it was considered a wuss, so nobody wore them. And in fact, if you was caught with one in a fire, usually a captain or a battalion chief would tell you to get out of there. Let a man do the job. So anyway, things were pretty tough as far as wearing a mask and safety. But now, and we also had, when I went on the fire department, we had, I think it was 32 engine companies. We had 2 truck companies, and we had 4 battalions, which meant that the city was broken up into 4 different areas. And the battalion chief's car had blowers in them and some rescue equipment, because we did not have the only rigs that carried the rescue equipment was the trucks. There was only one downtown and one in North Park, and they didn't leave the areas unless there was a real dire emergency that they needed them somewhere else. The city is the 3rd largest city in the United States in square miles. I forget how many square miles it is, but it goes from the Tijuana border to Escondido, so it's over 30 miles long, and it goes from the coast, the ocean, all the way in about 12 miles in, 15 miles in. So it's a large area for that many rigs to cover. When I retired in 95, we had 44 engine companies. We had 12 truck companies. We had about 8 brush rigs, and we had 6 battalions. And we had a lot of specialty equipment. We had hazmat for hazardous materials, and we had also the wildland specialties, and we also had the explosive ordnance specialists. The rigs now carry about 1,200-1,500 feet of 4-inch hose for hydrant to rig, and they carry 3 different hose lines, inch and 3/4, which go from 100, 150, and 200 feet, and they can all be connected together, plus other rolls of hose. And water tanks now are 800 to 1,000 gallons instead of 100 to 300 gallons.